Okay, so today we are going to do a little bit of revision of the. Actually, I've completely forgotten what is on today. Just a second. So today we are going to look at the rules again for the bar conditional. We're going to rerun the little test quiz thing that we did last week and see if you can remember the rules which allow you to use the bar conditional form. And then we're just going to work through some exercises using all of the grammar that we've used to date as much as we can. We'll have a little break to look at days of the month, and then you have to prepare yourself for next week when we have to sing a song about it. You can thank Piotr for that. Yeah. I'm expecting you to be wearing full orchestral choir uniform. So please go out, hire this kind of stuff, please. Okay, right. I'm now waffling. Right, let's get started then. So if you can raise your right hand to say that you are able to make this instruction, it is legal to do it, or the left hand to say, no, you cannot use the back conditional in this way. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. And if you don't understand the sentence, then please put both hands up like this, like rabbit ears or donkey ears, rabbit, donkey. Okay. Right. First one. 明日、いい天気ではなければ出かけません。明日、いい天気ではなければ出かけません。I can repeat it if you want me to. Okay. So Marcus, it's now down to you. Sorry, you don't know. Okay. So, okay, guys, I noted that you all said yes, you can. So, 明日, tomorrow, いい天気, good weather. ではなければ, if it's not good weather, 出かけません. 出かけません means I won't go out. I won't leave the house. Hi, David.
Andy, I'm a bit behind on this bar. I'm still revising that. So
okay.
Don't stop on my account. Keep going and I'll just follow along because I'm still revising it.
Sure. Okay.
So Marcus.
Cool. Okay. Marcus, probably the slide that you should revise the most is this one.
Yep. I'm looking at that now. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Right. So yes, the answer is yes, you can say this because the condition is talking about the weather and the result is talking about what you will do. So you are allowed to use this construction. Okay, number 2. お酒を飲めば運転がダメです。お酒を飲めば運転がダメです。はい、どうぞ。はい。Yes. Good. Okay, good. Yes, you all said you cannot use it, which is correct. Good. 暇なら助けてください。暇なら助けてください。Good. I hope you're not just all copying each other. Yes, correct. You can say this because hima is an adjective, not an action verb. Good. Number 4. イタリアに行けばパスタを食べたいです。イタリアに行けばパスタを食べたいです。Any last guess, David? Yeah, okay. There's no problem to be out of the different one from the group. So, David, do you want to unmute yourself a second and tell me why is it okay that you can construct this sentence?
This might just be down to implication, and I think I've done the opposite hand on previous sessions.
Okay.
The second subject is a kind of indeterminate. Is it implied that it's the same person?
Yeah, yeah. If one goes to Italy, one can eat pasta. Even if you make it indeterminate by saying one can,
Yeah.
then basically the subjects are the same. So
Okay.
determinate watashi wa Italian ikeba,
Mm.
watashi wa pasta o tabetai desu. If you just replace that with indeterminate one can, then it's still
Yep.
the same subject. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
it was saying if you go to Italy, can I eat pasta or something like that?
Yeah.
I would like
Yeah.
to.
Well, yeah. I mean, the implication, the nuance of the sentence is that if one person goes to Italy, then one wants to eat pasta. So
Yep, okay.
yeah. Okay, good. But well thought through though. And then the last one is Ashita Yumi-san ga Tokyo ni ikeba watashi mo ikitai desu. Ashita Yumi-san ga Tokyo ni ikeba watashi mo ikitai desu. はい、皆さんどうぞ。Yes, good, excellent. Yes, it is one that you can construct. And hopefully you just haven't memorized this from watching the videos or being part of the sessions. Good, okay, well done. See, it's actually not that difficult if you just remember those 3 key criteria. And I've just turned off my tablet when I need to now refer to it. Right, let's try some exercises now. And if you have any problems, just say, and we can step through it slowly. Or, as I said to previous groups, by all means have a guess now and again. If you really can't snatch something, then just have a guess. And if you get it wrong, then you can be corrected and you remember it's by the correction. Okay, let's start with Konstantina. If tomorrow is Monday, then I have to go to university.
Monday is Getsuyobi.
Getsuyobi. Yeah, exactly. Getsuyobi.
So, 明日は月曜日にですか？です。
So make this conditional.
If it is gonna be.
Yeah.
So the conditional of this is with I know it. Sureba.
So that's to do, no. But what's to be? So you can use one
nareba.
So that's to become. But,
okay. To be.
Yeah. So you're close. It begins with N, but it's shorter than nareba. Nara. Just simply
nara.
Nara.
Simply nara. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Nara.
So for nouns or pronouns, you can use nara as the conditional indication.
But this is it's just it's not a verb.
Correct. Yeah, it's not a verb. It's just it's a noun basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to put a frame on it. So, Asta wa getsuyobi ni nara.
So you don't need ni, just
okay.
Getsuyobi nara. That basically has now become the particle. Nara is the particle. Yeah.
Okay. What was the rest of the sentence?
Then I have to go to university. I must go to university.
University is, I know, Gaku is the school.
Good. Gaku is school. And then what's big?
Ogaku.
Close. It's the other reading of or. Sorry. You need to improve your Chinese skills.
Yeah.
Dai.
Daikaku.
Daikaku
ni ikereba narimasen.
Excellent. Ikanakereba narimasen. Good. Well done. Marcus, how would you say, if it is clear tomorrow, shall we go to the park over there? If it is clear tomorrow, shall we go to the park over there?
Andy, I'm going to have absolutely. This is like.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So
yeah.
You haven't done. You haven't done the conditional yet. But let me just talk you really quickly through because there is a very handy slide here. If you've got the slides open on your computer.
I have. Yeah.
And go down to slide 28.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, actually, for this one, it doesn't really help because we're going to use basically a verb that's been turned into a noun that's been turned into an adjective, which is hare. So hare means it's just a condition of weather, which means clear. So
yeah, okay,
hare.
it's that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then actually you could say, so hareru means to become clear. So you could use it as a verb, in fact. So if I just show this slide to you here, Marcus.
Yep.
Have I got it here? Harereba. Sorry, give me a second. Here we are. So with hare, which is hareru, is a group 2 verb, then this is where you can convert it into the conditional. So replace ru
So that
with
becomes
reba.
Reba. Hareru
Yeah.
becomes harereba.
Yes. Exactly.
Hareru, harereba.
Yeah. So harere. So if it clears up tomorrow, shall we go to the park over there?
So ashta wa, and this is the clear up. So that's the ashta wa harereba.
Good, exactly.
Yeah, well, you'd rather let me down this one. Ashta wa harereba, and then
shall we go to the park over there?
should we go to the past? Asoko koen.
Okay, so you can use asoko and koen, but something needs to go between the two of them to link them together.
Asoko no koen.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Asoko no koen, and then shall we go is that's the is it ikitai?
That's I want to go, but
Want to go?
ikimasho.
Oh, ikimasho.
Yeah.
Shall we go? Yes.
Yes, ikimasho. And then it's a question, so you have to finish it with ka. Exactly. Okay, one more time.
Okay, so ashta wa harereba, and there's no part after that, is there? Harereba
No,
becomes
that's the end of the conditional sentence. That's fine.
Asoko no koen ikimashou ka.
Asoko no koen, and then what would be the
Asoko no koen ni ikimashou ka.
Exactly, yes. Good. Well done.
Ayo.
Ashita wa harereba asoko no koen ni ikimashou ka. Or you could use ano koen. That's fine as well.
Okay.
But asoko no koen, or if you want to make it really long, if you want to say the park that exists over there, asoko ni aru koen. But that's quite long and unnecessary.
I'm as confused as I need to be for the moment, so we'll just with Asoko no koen.
Okay, so let's just have a quick look at this, guys. So for everybody's benefit, let's just have a quick look at this way of saying something over there. I'm just using my new whiteboard skills. I quite like this.
It's cool.
So ano koen would be the shortest way of saying this, which means that park, and then kind of implying it's away from the two of you, from both the speaker and the listener. That park over there, and then the park located over there is asoko no koen. So these two are quite usual. You can say these, but if you just happen to be in a situation where you want to say there is a park over there, maybe you can't see it, then asoko ni aru koen, which means the park which exists over there. So all three of these basically mean the same thing, but you would maybe want to infer that it's over there, or that you can't see it, but it exists even if you've never seen it. Yeah.
Sorry, so just a little bit of caps up. The first ano koen is that park. Asoko no koen, that park over there. Asoko ni aru, there is a park over there. There exists a park over there.
Yeah, I mean, all three of them are indicating a park which is away from both you and the person who's listening to you. So all of them are over there.
Yeah.
But the first one is really just saying, well, they all mean the same thing. It's difficult to make a distinction, really. It's just the nuance as you go lower down is that it's located over there rather than that park over there. The first one is really that park over there, and the lowest one is the park which exists over there.
Yeah.
So it's just
Okay.
adding more words to the sentence. Which only just very slightly changes the nuance.
Okay.
Okay, right, Sophie, how would you say, why can't you speak Spanish? Inugashizuka desu ka? Oh, you're muted at the moment.
Okay, I have the dog barking also.
Ah, right. Okay.
Okay.
I wondered. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Why? Spanish, Spango,
Ah, so it's Spain goal.
Spango. Why? Okay. Why? Doste.
Yes. Good.
Why doste Spango Hanash? So speak. Why can't you speak? Spango no.
Spain goal or. Oh, no. Sorry. Hang on. So Spain goal is actually going to be the object.
So it's
of, just a second. Spain goal will be the object of a potential verb. So it can't be or, but
ga.
Ga, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spango ga. Doste. Why can't you? Hanashenai desu ka?
Nearly. Okay. So how would you say? So forget why for a second. Drop that off the sentence. If you were to say, "I can speak Spanish," how would you say this? I can speak Spanish.
Okay. Spango.
Hey.
Hanase.
Hanase. Something has to be after that.
Hanase.
Hanase mas. Has to be mas.
Hanase mas.
It's a potential verb.
Yes.
Yeah. Hanase mas.
Hanashimasu.
Hanase mas.
Spango hanashimasu.
Hanase mas, ne?
Hanashimasu.
And then how would you say, "I cannot speak Spanish"?
Spango hanasemasen.
Sorry, you're saying hanashi, but it's hanase.
Hanasemasen.
Yes, exactly. Spango ga. No, Spango ga.
Ga.
Hanatemasen. Okay. And then why? You can actually put this at the front of the sentence to make it a little bit more fluid.
Okay, so doste Spango ga hanasemasen. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. But now it's a question, so you should finish with
okay. I can't speak it. I can't say it.
Hanasemasen.
Hanasemasen ka.
Good, exactly.
Okay.
Hanasemasen ka. Okay.
Spango ga.
Yeah.
Hanasemasen ka.
Good. Yes. Doshite Spango ga hanasemasen ka. Yeah, it does take a little bit of tooth adjustment.
Oh my goodness.
Getting your mouth into the right shape, but that's it. Good. Doshite Spango ga hanasemasen ka. Excellent. Well done, Sophie. Wayne, how would you say, "If it rains tomorrow, please don't go to the festival in the shrine"? If it rains tomorrow, please don't go to the festival in the shrine.
Ashita ame ori
Okay, so to fall is furu.
Yeah.
Furu.
Furu.
And although it looks like a group 2 verb, it's actually a group 1 verb.
Okay. 明日雨降I'm not sure this part. Fully.
Okay. So guys, for all group 1 verbs, when you're making conditional, it can be a little bit daunting to try and work out how do I take this group 1 verb, which is always problematic. Group 1 verbs are always difficult to change. How do I change it? So have one model of a group 1 verb. The model I have is I can go. So Wayne, how would you say I can go? Do you remember?
Not sure. Ikimasu.
So ikimasu is I will go, but I can go is ikemasu.
Ikimasu.
So now look at what I've done with that verb. I've just changed the e sound before the mas into an e. So it went from ikimasu to ikemasu.
Ikimasu.
So furu is furimasu. So it would go from furimasu to
I need to look at the sheet.
Okay, that's all right. So again, all I do is just change the little sound.
Yeah.
So it becomes furemasu. And then I remove the mas and put ba at the end. It becomes fureba.
Fureba.
Yeah.
明日雨降れば
Please don't go to the festival in the shrine.
神社の祭り行けませんください。
That's great. So to say please don't do, if you let me just go back to this slide I'm about to show you is going to be the most useful slide you will have in your life, I promise you, because it's the hardest part of all Japanese. This one. Okay. So if we go to this level here, the ka, so kika, kikanai. If we then put kikanai de, it becomes a negative request. This one at the top here.
Okay.
Kikanai de, and then kudasai. So what would you do for this one though?
行けないでください。
Ikanai de kudasai, ne?
行かないでください。
Ikanai de kudasai. Good. Okay, one more time, please.
明日雨降れば神社の祭り行かないでください。
Excellent. Yes, but it will be ashita ame ga fureba.
雨が。はい。
Fureba, ne? Hai, ame ga fureba. Jinja no matsuri ni ikanai de kudasai. Good. Well done, mate. Patrick, how would you say? I think you've done this one. Please don't eat durian inside the aircraft. Did you do this one before? No. Okay. Please don't eat durian inside the aircraft.
Eat durian inside the aircraft. Durian. Oh, aircraft. Hikoki. Hikoki no naka ni durian o tabenai de kudasai.
Okay, so hikoki no naka, and then the particle. Remember, something is
de, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's the tabenai, which means it's an active verb. Yeah, tabenai de kudasai. Good. And then, do you remember what the word was to say inside an aircraft? So you said hikoki no naka, which is absolutely fine, but there's this short phrase to mean inside an aircraft, on board.
Do we use the writing, the noru?
No. So what it is? So hikoki is made out of flying, going, fly, go, machine. That's what airplane means. Fly, go, machine. And then the ki at the end. So ki in this case means machine or function. And then we take that character and we put the word for interior, which is nai, kinai, kinai. This means on board an
Oh,
aircraft.
okay.
Yeah, so if you're traveling in Japan, you're with us. Yeah, no, just kinai, simply kinai.
Kinai. Oh, okay. Machine inside the machine.
Yes, yeah. Kinai de, kinai de.
So it's kinai de, kinai de durian o tabenai de kudasai.
Excellent. Kinai de durian o tabenai de kudasai. And then we can do a similar thing with on board a train or a bus. So trains and buses have got, the common thing is wheels, so densha, for example, means electric vehicle, but sha means wheel or vehicle. We use the sha from that and add it to nai to give us on board a bus or a train. Shanai. Kinai for airplanes, shanai for trains and buses or cars. Yeah, good. Okay, Amanda. How would you say? So I'd like you to ask Tom, can you help me now? And then Tom is going to respond with, I'm working in the office right now, but I can help you later.
Tom-san, himanara ima tasuke te kudasai.
Excellent. Well, that was more than was in the original sentence. That's good. Yeah, no, that was good. If you're free now, can you please help me? Good. Himanara ima tasukete kudasai. And then Tom?
Kaisha de hatarakumasu.
Not hatarakumasu, but this has to be the this has to, remember, this is the te imasu form to make it
te imasu plus from the infinitive.
Yeah.
Hataraite mas.
Yes, hataraite mas.
Hataraite mas. Later.
So you could use atode.
Atode.
Yeah.
I will help you later. Atode ni.
So de is actually a time marker in this case. It means after an event. Atode.
Atode. Tasukemasu.
Tasukemasu. Okay. How would you say I can help you? I'm able to help you.
It's a group 2 verb.
It is, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tasukeba.
That means if I help you. So
if I can
go back a couple more weeks to the potential form for group 2.
Tasukeraremas.
Exactly. Yes. Tasukeraremas. Well done. Excellent. David, how would you say, I need to talk to my manager on the phone. So what are you doing right now?
That's all
right. Yeah, it's okay, Tom. Everybody likes to hear you revise. David, I need to talk to my manager on the phone. So what are you doing right now?
Manager is
Joshi.
Joshi. Okay. Joshi or Denwa.
Good.
Hanase.
Okay. So you could say, you could say Denwa de, and then you say I have to speak. But Hanasu and Denwa both contain this character for speak. So wa of Denwa is actually Hanasu. So it can make the sentence a little bit clunky if you say Denwa de Hanasu. I need to speak on the phone. So all you'd actually say in Japanese is I need to phone. I have to phone.
Just Denwa suru?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Joshi or Denwa shi nakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Good. What are you doing right now?
Nani o shimasu ka?
So that's what will you do, but how would you make it present tense?
Nani
Present
o
continuous.
nani o shiteimasu ka?
Excellent. Nani o shite imasu ka? Good. Joshi ni denwa or joshi o, it doesn't matter. Denwa shinakereba narimasen ga, ima nani o shite imasu ka? Good, well done. Let's see, we've all had one go now. What time is it? 11:32. Let's go for one more round, I think. So, Konstantina, how
Can
would
I
you?
ask a question?
Of course, sure.
If you're just, I mean, would you, is there a sort of, as I have to speak to my manager, what are you doing? Is the as kind of implied, or can you use no day there?
Node would be fine, actually. So you could say denwa shinakereba narimasen node, and then the rest of it. Yeah, node is fine. Yeah. So in the original question, it was so, but so that can either imply an as, like using node, or if you, what David did was just use a kind of soft ga, just to make it a connector. Yeah, so either is fine. Okay. Konstantina, is there do you use a shortening of your name?
Costa, but means it's for male.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Costa.
Yeah, but you can call me Costa. And friends are always calling me Costa.
Okay.
Cotto.
Not without coffee at the end.
Yeah,
Not
without
Costa
the
coffee.
Costa coffee.
Okay.
I'm
How would you?
always drinking coffee.
Okay. If you're feeling ill, then please don't go to work, or please don't go to the company. If you are feeling ill, then please don't go to work.
Il, how do you say?
Right, you've got a selection of choices, really. You could say, so the one that most people use is to use the absence of genki. The absence of genki. Genki meaning healthiness and vigor.
Genki kanai.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, genki ga nai.
Oh.
It means I'm not feeling very well. I'm tired. I'm not really up for it.
Okay, that was a fast thinking. I'm really surprised.
Yeah, genki ga nai.
Genki kanai. Oh, what was the sentence? Oh my god, I have problem with my memory, honestly.
If you've come to the right place. If you're feeling ill, then please don't go to work, or please don't go to the company.
Kikanakereba.
Okay.
No, genki kan. No. I think I murdered it.
Okay.
If you feel ill. Okay. So if it is genki kanai, we need to do it in the form of
Condition.
if conditional. Thank you.
Yes. Good.
So genki kanakereba.
Excellent. Genki ga nakereba.
Kereba. We have to put narimasen. No, because it's not you must.
Yeah, this is just the condition at the moment. Yeah.
You must not come to the company.
No. Please don't go to the company.
Please don't go.
Yeah.
Kaisha ni ikanaide kudasai.
Excellent. Perfect. Genki ga nakareba kaisha ni ikanaide kudasai. But seeing as you raised this as a potential way of saying something, Costa, how would you say, if you're not feeling well, you have to go to hospital?
Okay. Genki kanakereba. Benkyo is hospital.
It's byoin.
Byoin. I remember it was something with a B.
Yeah.
Byoin.
Yeah.
You must go. Ikanakereba narimasen.
Good. And then the whole sentence one more time, please.
Genki kanakereba byoin ni ikanakereba narimasen.
Really good. Well, good. That's two karebas in one sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not good.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just interesting to have a condition and then have an obligative in one sentence. Which we just make it extra complicated. So just to help your pronunciation, Konstantina, when you say genki ga nakareba, what I'm hearing is genki ka nakareba. So I'm hearing ka instead of ga. Now,
so it needs to be more strong with the ga. Genki ga nakareba.
No. It needs to be softer, really. So actually, when Japanese people pronounce ga in this particular case, especially with a G, especially with this case of ga, it actually comes out a little bit nasally. So it's a little bit close to na, somewhere between ga and na. If I pronounce it, you might hear it on the speakers. It might not pick it up well enough. Nga.
Okay, so can you please tell me? So if I hear it, I think I'm gonna pick it up.
Sure.
Genki nakereba. Genki ka na.
Oh, that was it. Go on, one more time.
Genki ka nakereba.
Perfect. Yeah, like this.
Okay.
So it's quite a soft ga.
Okay. So.
If you can kind of hear it coming through your nose at the same time, then that's kind of a good indication that it's softened. Genki ga nakareba. Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Well done. Good. Marcus, let me just give you one which doesn't have too many conditionals in it.
Amanda has a question, Andy.
Oh, sorry, Amanda. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm being thick, but I thought it was. So why is it genki ga and not ka?
So genki is a noun.
Yeah.
And ga is just the object marker. It's the GA object marker.
Okay,
so
right.
Genki ga arimasen.
I was getting it mixed up with the adjectives, I think.
Okay. So yeah, this is purely a particle stuck in after genki.
Yeah, it's not an adjective.
No. So it will be genki ga nakereba.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Marcus. So this is not a conditional one, but it does have the potential form in it. I can speak Japanese, but I cannot read a Japanese newspaper.
Okay. I can speak Japanese, but Nihongo no, I can speak. Hanasemasu. That's.
Yep. But what was the particle after Nihongo?
I said Nihongo no.
So it's not no, but
no. It's going to be Nihongo o.
No. So for potential form, the o gets replaced with ga.
Right, that's what you said earlier. Okay, Nihongo ga hanasemasu.
Good. Yes. But I cannot read a Japanese newspaper.
In this case, is that soshite?
Ga.
No,
ga.
Ga. Oh, of course it is. So yeah, it's a different ga. Nihongo ga hanasemasu ga Nihon no Shimbun. That's Yomu is read, isn't it?
Yes,
Yomu.
good.
So Nihon no Shimbun. Is this O again?
No, it's still potential, isn't it? So it has to be.
It's still ga.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So many gas.
Yeah.
Nihon no Shimbun ga yomimasu. I can. Oh. That's.
Okay, let me step you through it.
That drop down. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me step you through it. So have this model potential verb for group 1. So it's ikemasu, I can go. Now just look what I've done from ikimasu to ikemasu and then apply it to yomu.
So yomemasu.
Yes.
And
I can't.
But yomemasen.
Yes, exactly. Good. One more time.
That's simple. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. It was that
Christ.
simple. Yeah. And I didn't even search for
Okay.
a simple one. This was the next one in line.
Yeah. Again, it should be. Okay. 日本語が話せます。日本語が話せます。
Yep.
が日本語の新聞
When you said Nihon no Shimbun before, which is
日本の新聞
Yep.
が話せません。
read.
読めません。
Yes, good.
Okay.
Exactly, yes. Nihongo ga hanasemasu ga Nihon no shimbun ga yomemasen. Okay, so
Thank you.
Marcus, is there a way, just come away from the detail a little bit of this sentence. Is there a way that you could make this sentence a little bit more sophisticated in terms of Japanese naturalness?
I guess it's how you link those two parts together, isn't it? Or
Right.
making it flow
Yeah.
better between the two parts.
Yeah, ga was fine. Ga was fine, but it's something else. So ga, which was the but between the two things.
Right.
This was fine. But there's something else about this sentence. What is this sentence actually emphasizing?
That I
Or is
can
it-
speak is it the can speak Japanese part that I'm really focusing on, or not?
No.
Or is it the other part?
Well, what's this sentence trying to imply? What's the one thing that the one aspect that you're trying to communicate with this sentence?
That I can't read kanji.
It's not. That's only half of it. So
Okay.
so from my perspective, the implication of the sentence is you can do one thing, but you can't do the other.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's contrasting two different things. Both are about the Japanese language, but one is saying I can speak it, but I can't read it. So it's a contrast between two different things. So when we want to set a contrast, one of the things we can, yeah, exactly, we can mark the contrasted things with wa. Yeah.
So the contrasting thing being that I can speak in Japanese, but I cannot read the Japanese newspaper.
Yeah.
So I can speak and I read. The speaking and reading, is that the two?
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, because they got verbs after them, you're not comparing nouns exactly. You can only put the wa after the object, which is the Nihongo wa hanasemasu. Nihon no shimbun wa yomemasen.
Yomemasen. Okay.
Yeah. So I know there's a contrast between reading and speaking as well, but at the moment it's not possible to with
because of the structure of that sentence.
No, it's because I haven't taught you how to turn verbs into nouns, in the doing of something into a noun.
Right. Okay.
I mean, if you're interested, it would be Nihongo de hanasu no wa dekimasu ga shimbun o nomu no wa dekimasen. This is the only way that you can turn the verbs into the two verbs either side into the same thing and just have a wa between them. Yeah.
So at the moment, it's going to be Nihongo wa hanasemasu ga.
Good.
Nihon no shimbun wa.
Yeah, that's right.
Nihon no shimbun wa yomemasen.
That's it.
Yomemasen. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Nihongo wa hanasemasu ga. Nihon no shimbun wa yomemasen. Good.
That
okay.
makes,
Well done.
sorry, that makes a comparison clearly, and I understand that. But in terms of making it, does it make it a? I mean, it takes out the fact that we have three ga. Would the fact that there's ga said three times sound weird? Is that also part of the reason of using wa? I mean, I know why wa, but
not really. But if you want, in the first instance, if you wanted to reduce the number of ga just to make it sound like you're not some kind of duck, then you could put keredomo in the middle instead.
Okay.
So it would be, although I can speak Japanese, I cannot read a Japanese newspaper. That's David. It's the gaga duck. Okay, good. Sophie, how would you say on a normal Saturday, on a usual Saturday, where do you go? And I'd like you to ask Wayne, please. On a usual Saturday, where do you go?
Okay. Usual Saturday to Yobi. The usual Saturday.
Yeah. Usual Saturday, a normal usual Saturday. Yeah.
What is the word in Japanese for usual?
Futsu. This is a na
Futsu.
adjective.
Futsu. Futsu. Okay.
Actually, probably what I want to ask, if I look at this sentence in English, what I should be asking is, usually, where do you go on Saturday? Usually, where do you go on Saturday? Not on a usual Saturday. That doesn't sound right in English. Usually, where do you go on Saturday?
Okay, I will try.
Okay.
Wayne-san,
はい。
Toyobi, Futsuna ikimasen ka?
Okay, so this was a good test of memory for these. So let's look at the na adjectives a second, guys, everybody, and let's just remind ourselves
Futsuni.
what goes after a na adjective to change what that noun is. So Sophie, you just said futsuni. What does that mean? Futsuni.
As I think it's something to have to do with time. So
Yeah, so this is futsu is usual or typical, but with ni after it makes it into a adverb. So it turns it from usual into usually. Exactly the right answer in this case, usually. If you wanted to say a usual Saturday, then how would you say this?
Futsuni Toyobi.
No, that means you can't.
Toyobi
That means usually on Saturday, but you want to say a usual Saturday.
Futsuna Toyobi.
Exactly, yes. Futsuna doyobi. Yes, exactly. Futsuna doyobi. Yeah. Which is in English and Japanese is a little bit strange. We would usually say usually. So futsu ni, and then the rest of the sentence. Hai, dozo. Hai, Sophie-san, もう一度お願いします.
Okay. Wayne-san, Futsuni Toyobi.
Sorry.
Futsuna.
Ni was correct, but it's futsu.
Futsu.
Yes.
Ni.
Yes.
Futsuni Toyobi ikimasen ka?
Hang on. Futsuni doyobi ikimasen ka means won't you go? Won't you go? But I'd like you to ask where do you go? Where?
Ikimasu ka?
Sorry.
Ikimasu ka?
Ikimasu ka is the right ending, but then what goes before it to say where do you go?
Okay. Where? It's not nani.
Nani is what?
It's what? Doko desu ka?
Yeah. So doko.
Doko ikimasu ka?
But what would be then? Okay, this is nearly complete. What goes after doko to mark the location?
Doko ni ikimasu ka?
Good, exactly. Right, sorry, just one more time then, the whole sentence.
Okay, Wayne-san. Okay, I forgot it.
Okay.
Futsuni.
Good, that's it.
Okay, Wayne-san, Futsuni Toyobi.
Where do you
go? I forgot. Doko ni ikimasu ka?
Good, exactly, good. Hey, Wayne-san.
My memory.
Dojo ni ikimasu.
Oh, dojo ni ikimasu. Sasuga. Good, okay. Wayne, how would you say? Right, I'd like you to ask Patrick. Imagine you have this range of various sushi arranged in front of you, and I'd like you to ask Patrick, which of these sushi would you like to eat the most?
と、うんどっちの寿司が
Mhm.
一番食べ欲しい
So tabete hoshi means would you like me to eat most?
?Okay.
Yeah.
食べたい
Sorry, yeah,
で
that's
す
not.
か
Yeah, sorry, you're
No.
right. You're right. You can't actually say that, can you?
ね
Uh,
ね
just hang on a second. So you can say which one do you like the most? Which one would you like the most?
一番好きですか
Hi, good, yes. So dochi is good. This is actually a really colloquial and street Japanese kind of way of saying which dochi. What's the other words you can use as well as dochi?
I'm thinking, I just black out.
Okay, so dochi is short for dochira,
どちら
and then if you want to make it a little bit less formal, you could use dore.
あ、どれ
Yeah. Hi, one more time, please, Wayne.
どちら寿司一番食べたい
So we have to use ski now.
あ、OK。どちら寿司一番好きですか
Yes. So, sorry, I just want to make sure we've got everything grammatically
Yeah.
correct here. So between dochi and sushi, we basically need a particle.
Yeah.
So in this case, this is just something you'll just have to learn. It'd be dochi no, or dochira no, or dore no, or dono sushi. All of these are fine, but there has to be a no in there somewhere between the interrogative and the noun that you're referring to.
OK。どっちの寿司一番好きですか
Exactly. Hi, Patrick-san, dochi desu ka?
中トロが一番好きです。
You've clearly got more money than I have. Okay, good.
I heard, sorry, I learned that dochi was used when you only have two choices, while dore could when you have multiple choices.
Dochi. Dore. I don't know actually. That might be true. Dochira. Dore. You might be right. I don't know. I shall investigate and get back to you on that. Yeah. Okay. Marcus,
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Constantine. So with dore and dochira having needing no as a particle and dono not, is dono because dono is a do and no and that's already particle? Is that a different no?
No,
it's obviously not dono no.
Oh no, it's not dono. It'd just be dono.
Right.
Dono. So let me just be clear here, guys. So the way that this sentence was constructed was a little bit tricky in the first place, which is why I was happy that Wayne managed to kind of adjust the answer into something that was grammatically correct. So if you want to say which one do you like, you would just simply say dore ga suki desu ka? Dore ga, which is the likable one. Dore ga suki desu ka? But because we've thrown sushi in there, now there's two things you can do. You can either pull that sushi out and make it the subject of the sentence. So I just said that there is this range of sushi in front of you, and you're displaying it and saying, here you go, which one would you like? Then you could say, kono sushi no naka ni. So amongst all these sushi, within these sushi, kono sushi no naka ni, dore ga suki desu ka? Which do you like? That's one way of doing it. Or you can kind of try and push the sushi within the sentence, in which case the dore, which it will become which sushi do you want? Which sushi do you like? So this can either be expressed as dono sushi, which sushi, or dore no sushi, which is basically a lengthened version of dono. So dono is a contraction of dore no. or dochira no sushi, but that, as Patrick said, that might only refer to a choice between two. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about dochira. I know dochi. I was taught.
So I think dochira. Okay. Right. But this might be an education for me because the ra is often used to pluralize something like kare, he, and karera means they. So maybe by putting ra after dochi, it pluralizes it from more than two. I shall investigate. Okay, is that okay, Mark? Marcus?
Yeah, that's fine. I just was that what you said about dono being a contraction of dorino, that makes sense, and that's the no is essentially its own built-in particle.
Yes, yeah. So, like for example, kore and kono. Kore?
Right. Okay.
Kore
Yep.
wa keita desu. Kono keitai. Well, kono is just a contraction of kore no.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Costa.
Yeah, sorry, because the connection of Wayne is really bad. I couldn't hear at all the sentence. Can you repeat it?
Sure. Let me say.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay. Dochi no sushi ga. Did you say ichiban ski, Wayne, or just ski? Ichiban ski desu ka? Which is your favorite, basically. Dochi ga ichiban ski desu ka?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
That's okay, no problem at all. Okay, Patrick, we're on you, aren't we? Okay. If I don't eat less food, then I won't lose weight.
Don't eat less food.
Yeah. So this basically this should be read as, if I don't eat just a small amount of food, then I won't lose weight. Not something you should be really worried about, I'm sure.
Small amount. Small is chichai.
Okay, so this means small as an adjective, but a small amount would be skoshi. I'm sure you've heard it before. Skoshi. Yeah.
Skoshi mono o tabe. Skoshi mono.
Okay, so you can just use skoshi. You don't need mono because skoshi is not an adjective. It's a noun actually. Yeah.
Skoshi o tabe. If I do eat, if I don't eat a small amount.
Yeah. If I don't eat a small amount, then I won't lose weight.
Don't eat a small. Skoshi o tabe nakereba. I don't eat a small amount.
That's good. And then there's a verb for losing weight, which is yaseru. Yaseru.
Yaseru. Then I won't lose weight. Yasemasen.
Yeah, exactly. Yasemasen. Okay.
Skoshi o tabe nakereba yasemasen.
Excellent. Right. Let me just get the whiteboard again, because this is an interesting sentence for us to learn a little bit more vocabulary in context. Just get rid of all this rubbish. Clear. Let me just write this out in English first. If I don't eat only a small amount, then I won't lose weight. Okay, so some of you guys are natural English speakers, some of you aren't. Does this sentence make perfect sense to you all? Guys, can you just unmute yourselves, please, for a second? Except Sophie, you can keep quiet just in case the dog starts barking. So does this sentence make complete sense, what it's actually implying? Okay, let me just expand.
It does, but it sounds a little
weird.
Needs comma.
Yeah. If I don't eat only, so this means, yeah. So what we normally say is, if I don't eat less, then I won't lose weight, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I won't use less for the moment because it's difficult to convey with the Japanese we've done so far. But how Patrick translated this was skoshi, which means a small amount. Skoshi o
少し。
食べなければ、痩せません. So this bit from here to here, you can see what I've highlighted, can't you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This is fine. There's nothing to change on this. This is as it is. There's nothing more to put there. But if we want to say what we didn't include in this part here was only. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to turn the heating on. If you just give me a second, because Harry's just complained that it's cold. Sorry, give me a sec.
少しだけ.
Yes, good. Yeah, so the way that we convey only would be to put dake in here. 少しだけ.
Have you got a wireless interface to your heating?
Yeah, I've got Hive, which is really useful. Yeah, it's a British Gas product, and it allows you to wirelessly control your heating.
Japanese for that? Oh.
The Internet of Things. Okay, is that right? Is that okay so far, guys?
Okay.
However, this sentence actually means if I don't eat a small amount, I won't lose weight. So it also implies that if you don't eat anything at all, you will also not lose weight, which of course isn't true. If you eat 0, then you will lose weight. But this sentence isn't saying that. That's saying I have to eat something, otherwise I won't lose weight. So if we want to, so the reason for that is that we've got this dake here is used in a positive sense to mean from 0 to increase a bit, only a bit. But what we've got here is tabenai is a negative. So what we have to use instead is not dake, but a different word, which is shika, which means no more than, no more than. So this is putting a limit on how much you can eat, rather than saying, I must eat only a small amount, otherwise I won't lose weight. So we have to use shika in this case. Skoshi shika tabe nakareba yasemasen.
I have a question. I'm really sorry for this.
That's okay.
But the way we are constructing this sentence, if I don't eat this, I won't lose weight. So technically, it's like I must eat this, so I can do this. So
Correct.
it's an obligatory. But we don't use the narimasen. The narimasen is constituted with yasemasen in the negative. I just want to make it clear.
Sure. So this isn't actually an obligative, this sentence here. This is purely a conditional sentence. It's saying if I don't do A, then B will or won't happen. So the only difference between this conditional sentence and an obligative is the result of an obligative will be to say it is bad, which is narimasen. That's the only difference between the two types of sentence.
So we can use the kereba. The kereba is that confused me, like the negative of tabereba.
So what we got here actually is an invisible I.
Yeah.
So sorry. I see. Sorry. So what? Yes, actually, what you just said is correct. So what you could say instead is. This doesn't mean exactly the same thing, but it's close. Skoshi dake tabereba yasemasu.
Okay. Now I would have done it like this without the dake because I just learned. But I was thinking if it's not positive, not negative. So we can use the second verb in the negative form to make it negative. It's a little bit complicated.
Sure. So in this case, you really have to look at each element and just read it as it is. So for example, in this ideal sentence here, this yasemasen, just look at that, ignoring the rest of the sentence, cover up the rest of the sentence. And this just says, I won't lose weight. Okay, so that bit is fixed, and now you can ignore that bit, and you can then look at the condition, which is if I don't eat anything but a small amount, and that's conveyed with this part here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Makes sense now. Just
Yeah.
a little bit of clarification.
So, I mean, this sentence originally was a little bit complex, but what it was saying was, if I eat anything else except a small amount, I won't lose weight. So if I eat more than a small amount, I won't lose weight. That's what it's based. Anything more than squashy, I won't lose weight. So this is saying, if I eat nothing, if I eat anything other than the small amount, I won't lose weight. Yeah. 難しいですね. Okay, so does this make sense, guys, while we've got shka in here, where we've got this negative? Basically, if we have a negative, then we have to use shka. So, for example, if I wanted to say, I can only speak English, then you might be tempted to write... you might be tempted to write eigo dake hanasemasu. Yeah, so this is grammatically fine. This is completely fine. But the way that this is expressed when Japanese people are talking about themselves is they humble themselves by not saying I can only speak Japanese. They would say I cannot speak anything but Japanese. So they turn into a negative. So this would be eigo shika hanasemasen. Ne? Like this. Marcus, does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, it'll make sense by next week.
I can.
It makes sense. I was thinking about that eating a small amount of sentence. That one makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I can't speak anything but English.
So the shika is anything but, and only is dake.
Yeah. Shika. Yeah, anything but. Yeah, pretty much that's what shika means. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. If everybody's okay with that. Cool. Right, we've got Patrick, 1, 2, 3. Let's take a break now from doing the exercises, and I'll come back to Amanda, Tom, and David after this. So what I'd like us to do is just spend a little bit of time on the days of the month. Hooray! No singing today, Costa. So this is a bunch of words you just have to learn, basically. But there are a few things that you can that will help to make it a little bit easier to remember. So let's go through these one at a time. So the first of the month is Tsuitachi, second is Futsuka, and then we get to Mikka, the third one. Now, what I want to just emphasize now is that if you multiply 3 by 2, if you double it, and you get to 6, this sounds almost the same thing. Mikka becomes muika. Mikka, muika. And then we do the same thing with yokka, which is the 4th. If we double it, we get yoka to get the 8th. Okay, so there's at least two, which are kind of reduced in how much you have to remember. Then itsuka, muika, we're done. Nanoka, so this sounds similar to nana, which we use for number 7. Nanoka. Yoka, which we've done, and kokonoka. So the 9th day is when you receive coconuts, and toka, the 10th.
Andy?
Yeah.
The futsuka, you pronounce futsuka or futsuka?
Okay, so all of these actually, if we don't have a hard consonant, we can make them all quite fluid. So Tsuitachi is quite difficult because it's got the, I can't remember what the sound of T is, the word for it, but it's got this hard toothy T. It's quite hard to flow, this one, Tsuitachi. But this one here, futsuka. If you pronounce it futsuka, this is fine. It's easy to understand. But to make it fluid, it's futsuka. Mikka, yokka, and then again, this one can be flowed through a little bit, itsuka, rather than itsuka, If you said itsuka, you would be understood, but in fluid Japanese, you'd say itsuka. 6日、7日、8日、9日、10日. Okay, sorry, give me a second. Just to see if there's another. I don't think there's another slide. No, that's it. Okay, so there's only one way to learn this, guys, which is to unmute yourselves, and we'll leave the singing until next week, and we'll just repeat it after me, or I'll circle it to say, let's say this one. Are we ready? La 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 la. Ready? Hey, Tsuitachi.
1日、
1日、
Ka.
2日、
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 3日、
3
3日、
日、
4日、
4
4日、
5日、
5
5
日、
日、
6日、
6
6
日、
日、
7日、
7
7
日、
日、
8日、
8
8
日、
日、
9日、
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 10日.
10日。
Okay, good. Right, I'll leave these up here for a little while we do a little bit of an exercise. I just want to see if I can expand the gallery a bit. Yeah, go ahead, David.
And I'm fine if nobody knows the answer. Why is everything ka in this one except Tsuitachi?
I don't know either.
Is it just because it is?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's a little bit like, you know, in English, we have the first day of the month is first, which doesn't sound anything like oneth. And the second is second, which doesn't sound like tooth. But then from 3 onwards, we then get third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, which do sound like the numbers. So it's a similar kind of discrepancy. Yeah.
And is there anything for, I mean, is there any combination of those once you go beyond 10th day of the month?
Sorry, yes, yeah, well spotted. So for 14th, we have to be careful. We don't say Jushinichi, we say Juyoka.
Okay.
Juyoka. And then the 20th is Hatsuka rather than Nijunichi. Hatsuka. And then again on the 24th, we go Nijuyoka.
24.
Yes. Yeah.
And the 34th?
34th, Sanjuyoka. That's payday.
Oh, that was
in my
muted.
company. In my company, that's payday. 34th.
Say the 13th. Then is that Jumika or is it?
Oh no! So after 10, it then becomes really simple. It's just the number and nichi. So it goes Ju ichi nichi, Ju ni nichi, Ju san nichi, Ju yoka, Ju gonichi, etc., etc. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So it's simplicity itself after that.
Except for those couple of exceptions, sure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, the reason why the 24th and the 14th and the 4th are different is because it would introduce the word shi, which means to die. So Japanese people tend to avoid this syllable shi, meaning death. So Ju shinichi means the 10th day of death. So you don't say it. Yeah, you say Ju yoka instead.
Apparently, the word for a sound is bidental.
Oh, thank you. Bidental, right?
Yep.
Using two sets of teeth. Yeah. Okay. Bidental. It's got a bidental about it. Has Tsuitachi. Yeah.
I think Japanese it's pronounced a different place, isn't it? It's like ta.
No.
Isn't it?
No. Top.
Tati. I will use my tongue for that.
Okay, let's do a little practice. Let's start with Amanda as we got to you in the exercises. Amanda-san, 今日は何月何日ですか?
今日はI don't even know what day it is today. What day is it today?
So let's start with the month, though, Amanda. So what's the month?
I don't know what September. I know something Getsu, but
yeah. So it's Gatsu with a 9 before it. So I'm going to make you count up from 1 to 9 to get it because this is the only way to learn it.
It's Jugatsu, is it?
Jugatsu is October. That's the 10th.
Oh, sorry. Kugatsu.
Kugatsu. So it's just a very short ku.
Kugatsu
And it's the third day today.
Yoka.
Third.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mika.
Mika.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, good. So this. Kugatsu no Mika desu. Tom.
Kugatsu no Mika desu.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Tom, 明日は何月何日ですか？
明日は9月4日です。
Good. 9月4日です。David さん、明後日は何月何日ですか？
明後日は何ですか？
明後日は day after tomorrow。
明後日は9月5日です。
はい、そうですね。コンスタンティーナさん、
はい。
今週末の日曜日は何月何日ですか？今週末の日曜日は何月何日ですか？
This week, what day?
今週末 means this weekend. 今週
This
末
weekend.
今週末の日曜日。日曜日。
Yeah. What day is gonna be?
はい。
I think I have done the same thing on Tuesday and I made it. Okay, kansu. Sorry, can you repeat? And you have to say the.
今週末の日曜日は何月何日ですか？
Okay. What day of the week? It's Sunday.
Yes.
No.
Exactly, yeah, 日曜日 is Sunday, yes.
日曜日、it's gonna be the 6th. 6日です。
はい、そうですね。何月ですか？
9月です。
Excellent, good. And then Marcus, 来週の月曜日は何月何日ですか？来週の月曜日。
月曜日 Thursday.
Getsu is the word for
Getsu.
month, and month sounds like which day of the week?
In English, but is that?
Yeah, it's the same in Japanese.
Okay. Okay. So, what's the date next Monday?
Yes.
Essentially, right? Okay. Kongetsu suitachi desu. Kongetsu suitachi desu.
Kugatsu.
No, sorry, 7. Crikey. And I'm looking at the calendar. Kongetsu nanoka desu.
Not kongetsu. Kongetsu means this month.
Oh, kugetsu.
Kugatsu.
Kugatsu nanoka desu.
はい、そうですね。はい。So guys, for days of the month, this is one exception where they use the raw Japanese numbers rather than the alternative. So when you're normally counting, in order to avoid the numbers that sound nasty, like 4, 7, and 9, so you go ichi, ni, san, and then shi is the raw number, but most of the time they say yon, go, roku, shichi or nana, but nana is quite common because shichi is difficult to pronounce and it sounds close to shi. Hachigatsu, hachi, and then 9 is the actual original number is ku, but this means suffering, so it's replaced with the word, the pronunciation q, and then ju. But for months, it goes ichigatsu, nigatsu, sangatsu, shigatsu. So they use shi in this case, shigatsu, gogatsu, rokugatsu, nanagatsu, so they use nana, hachigatsu, kugatsu, so it's just a short ku, the original ku, kugatsu, jugatsu, juichigatsu, junigatsu. Des.
The 7th was Chichinichi, yeah?
7th. 7th
The
is
seventh.
Nanoka.
Nanoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you say it as the 7th, Oh, it's then this. No, no.
So the 17th would be actually be Ju Shichinichi rather than Ju Nananichi. So the 17th and the 27th is Ju Shichinichi and Ni Ju Shichinichi. Yeah. Yeah. And then the 19th is again use the original Japanese Ju Kunichi rather than Ju Kunichi. Ju Kunichi for the 19th.
Someone fell over it with the birthdays. Shichinichi.
I
remembered.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, what I'd like you to do is just spend 30 seconds working out what your date of birth is, including the year, and then you're going to tell me your date of birth. Date of birth is Seinen Gappi. Seinen Gappi. Seinen Gappi. So I'd like you to calculate yours and then tell it back to me. The year goes first. Dozo? You can use either.
Seinen Gappi. Ga what, sorry?
Seinen Gappi.
Gappi, as in put. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have an interruption. What was the last on the internet? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
The last...
Seinen Gappi. Can you please work out your date of birth?
Yeah.
And then you're going to tell it back to me. And its date of birth is in Japanese is Seinen Gappi. Seinen Gappi.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you need that screen, Marcus? Good. Okay. Because I need to pause recording while you're
Sorry,
telling
I should unmute, but no, thank you.
That's okay. I can lip read as well sometimes. I'm going to stop recording when you start telling me your dates of birth. In fact, I'll stop recording now. Guys, I didn't record your dates of birth, which will be otherwise publicly available on YouTube. Okay. Any question? 問題か質問がありませんか? Any problems or questions? You can unmute yourselves, guys. And Sophia, you are as well allowed to unmute yourself now. Any questions or problems, guys?
ありません。
ありません。よし。じゃあ終わりましょう。なければ。はい。またね。ありがとうございました。
またね。Guys, have a good evening, good morning, good evening,
good evening,
good day.
Evening.
Bye.